So, if Batman's the greatest detective, and Barry Allen is the greatest forensic scientist, what happens when you put them together? Hey guys, welcome to Comics Review. I'm ComicManJake, and here in the Comic Cave, anything can happen. Tonight, we're going to be talking about one of my personal favorites, written by Joshua Williams and Tom King. Yes, people, I am talking about Batman and Flash, The Button. This is one of the ones where they basically finally answered, like, what are they going to do with that button in DC Rebirth number 1? For those who don't know, in DC Rebirth number 1, at the end of it, we see a lightning hit the Batcave, and Batman goes and exhumes the Watchman's button. They never, for 20 issues of Batman, they never went back to that button. Like, they never explained it. And finally, Jeff Johns probably sat down with them and said, you guys got to make something with this so we can kind of lead up to Doomsday Clock. So Tom King and Joshua Williams sat down and wrote this. And man, is it amazing. Man, is it awesome. Man, does this have a story. So it starts off in a prison. And there's a hockey game going on. And that hockey game, someone's basically getting beaten to a pulp and is basically going to die. And Saturn Girl is screaming and freaking out. For those who don't know, Saturn Girl is part of the Legion of Superheroes that are from the year 3000. Superman basically trained him as a boy. We'll get into that things later on. But she's saying basically they're going to kill us. She's going to kill us. She's going to die. We've got to do something. There's nothing we can do. We're going to die. Batman's also watching the game, just, I don't know, I guess he's a hockey fan now. But he's got all these screens of the button for some reason. For some reason, he puts the button and a Medusa's mask. For those who don't know, the Medusa's mask is a mask that a villain called Psycho Pirate can use to manipulate people's emotions. So basically, he can look at you, put on the mask, and go, you feel fear, great fear, and you'll be like, your fear will be like extended, like you'd be terrified. You couldn't walk out of your room. Or if he said, you feel happy, you'd be like joyful. You'd be so happy for your life. It'd be like an endorphin basically going off. He puts them together for some reason, and then a little shot comes out. He gets knocked off his chair. He looks up and he sees his dad from Flashpoint. Now most of you are saying, wait, his dad from Flashpoint? What's Flashpoint? Flashpoint is, short version, Barry goes back, decides to save his mom, comes back, screws up the whole universe, and basically everything's kind of reverse-wise, meaning Bruce Wayne's parents lived, Bruce died when that whole shooting went down. The shooter didn't shoot his parents, he shot the kid. His mom became the Joker because she was so riddled with grief, she started all of a sudden laughing, going mad. And his dad became Batman. A cool version of Batman with like red eyes and like a red little dot on the bat, and he uses guns. And he's actually one of the most badass Batman I have ever seen. He's one of my favorites. Flashpoint Batman, I hope they do that with the movie. I hope they do that. Bring Jeffrey Dean Morgan. But anyway, sorry, sidetrack. So he sees his dad. His dad's his son, and he's like, So he calls the Flash. He goes, Flash, I just saw my dad. I need you to come over here and see what happened. He's like, I'm a little busy. Give me a minute. He goes, okay. Puts the phone back. That's when the clock starts ticking. So there's a 12 panel for 3 pages. During that time, each panel is a second. So as soon as he puts the thing out and the clock starts, we see a zoom. During that zoom, he thinks it's Flash. He's like, oh, you're here early. Nope, it's Reverse Flash. And he is beating the crap out of Batman. And it's like an intense fight. At one point, Batman, he goes up and starts, he finds, another reference point, sorry, sidetrack. When, at the end of Flashpoint, when Barry decides he's going to go back in time, and fix everything so this universe never happens, Thomas Wayne hands him a letter and hands it to Bruce. It says, give this to my son for me, would you? And he does. And Batman keeps it as one of his mementos. He's one of his favorite things. And he keeps it in a glass box. So as Reverse Flash is beating him up, he opens the glass case, sees the letter, opens it, sees it's by Thomas Wayne, and goes, oh, this is by Thomas Wayne, the guy who killed me. Well, screw you and screw him. Bop, 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 bop. Throws it up, makes it confetti. Batman freaks out. Basically then kind of has one more punch, but then in the end, Reverse Flash beats him. Now, Reverse Flash then finds the button, goes, hey, what's this? And then he's instantly teleported. Comes back. And he is singed. I mean, burnt. Like half his body is burnt. To like the bone. Blue flames. And all that's coming out of his mouth is God. I saw God. And falls down dead. Flash comes in and he's like, whoa, what'd you do? And make a crime scene. He does some analyzing, realizes there's some sort of Speed Force radiation. Apparently that's the stuff. Speed Force have some sort of radiation, each one has one. And he finds that it's his own. And so it's like, well, we gotta figure out what's going on. So let's use the cosmic treadmill and go back. You said you saw the Flashpoint universe. That should be impossible, so let's flash back over there. Batman's like, oh, I'm coming with you. He's like, okay, I guess. So they get there, and it's so cool, because I think they get there actually on accident, because he was meant to go back in time and try to talk to Reverse Flash, but he ended up going to a different universe, and he's like, oh yeah, I remember this. And then Batman's like, wait, this gun. I never found my parents' killer. And Flash is like, oh crap. And you find out they're in the Batcave. And it's Thomas Wayne's Batman cave. As in Thomas Wayne's Flashpoint universe Batcave. And they reveal each other. He basically they talk about, well, you know, Flash asks what happened. It should have reset the universe. He says, yeah, it should have, but it didn't. For some reason, something let it stay on. And now the Amazons, for those who don't know, in the Flashpoint universe, another thing that got out wonky was Arthur Curry, Aquaman, and Wonder Woman basically didn't have like a moral compass to like protect humanity. They were like, we're just going to take over humanity. And they got into a huge fight. Finally, they over who would win. Finally, they united the forces, and they were basically going to go after Batman. And so Thomas Wayne Batman, and he's getting ready to go. He's got all these bombs set, and Bruce is like, well, why don't we help you out? We'll help you out, beat these guys up. So he does. During the whole fight, they're beating the whole things up. He basically, at one point, is basically he basically tries to say, Bruce, do you remember, he says, the last time we were in these caves together, you were just a boy, but do you remember what I said when the rope was pulling us up? And you see this little panel, and it's just gibberish. You can't make it out. And Batman says, barely. You were whispering because you didn't want to scare the bats. Dad. And during this time, Flash is basically fixing the cosmic tornado because it got destroyed. And then all of a sudden you hear crack, and the Flashpoint universe starts tearing apart. And that's when Flash realizes, hey, this thing's we gotta go. This universe isn't stable. It's falling apart. Batman reveals that his letter that he got from his father was the greatest gift he has, and he says, after reading it, I knew I'd never get a chance to respond, but if I did, there was one thing I wanted to tell you everything above. You're a grandfather. I have a son. And he's like, Batman, we need to get out of here. Flash said, Batman, we need to get out of here now. He's like, come with me, please. Dad, please. And Thomas throws him in there and says, go, we gotta go. And he says, let me go. He's like, and even Flash is like, come on, you can come with us. And he says, and Bruce, and this is this lovely thing that Thomas Wayne says, and he says, you were my world, son. I delivered you to myself, and the moment I saw you, I knew every choice I'd made had been the right ones. Because they led to you. You're the greatest gift this life gave me. And there's more I should have shared in that letter, so listen to me. don't be Batman. Find happiness, please. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do it for me. You don't have to do it for your mother. Be a father to your son in a way I could never be for you. Let the Batman die with me. And there's this cool part where Batman's like, "You can save you. We can save you." And Batman's like, "You already have." Breaks the little thing that's basically going to blow up the holes. And as he's doing it, the world is kind of disintegrating. And then we finally hear the conversation that was in the Batcave. They finally go back to him. And I'm going to read it to you word for word what they say, because it's one of the coolest panels ever. So, and I'll describe what's happening. So, disintegrating. Why are you whispering? Because we don't want to scare the bats, Bruce. Thomas Wayne is putting on his cowl. He's walking towards the edge, basically, of nothingness, of fadingness. I'm sorry that I fell into the cave, Dad. Sometimes we fall, son. But always remember, Wayne's never stayed down. And the next panel is him charging. Thomas Wayne, Batman, charging into the nothingness, charging into fading away, and he screams, "We rise!" And it's like, what? That gave me chills. It was amazing. I'm like, whoa. So, I mean, that whole panel was just amazing. So then we go to the next one, and basically they find the Reverse Flash. He's still alive, and they're like, "Hey, you need to stop." Like, "Nah, I'm gonna ignore you." And Reverse Flash is always cocky because he's a paradox. He can't die. He says, "You have no idea the things I've seen, Alan. The places I've been. I know the power of the button. I know who the power of the button belongs to. And they've never faced someone like me." He's that cocky. It's Dr. Manhattan we're talking about. Or it's assumed, but later on it is confirmed. And so they get to this universe, and he basically starts talking to the button. He's like, "Hey, you don't need to be afraid of me. I don't need to, it's okay. You can be yourself. I'm gonna, I'll be your friend. But I can't be erased. I can't be anything. You're fine. You can't do anything to me. I can't die." And for the first time in ever Flash history, we see like a scared face of Yerbat Thawne. And that's crazy because, he never gets scared. He knows if he dies, he's like, "Hey, I'm just going to come back anyway. I'm a paradox. I'm a time paradox. I can just jump back and forth." And he sees, he's like, "Show yourself, And he looks up and he sees this thing. He says, no, I don't, please, I don't want to, and then it just, and his skull, and there's this cool panel where his skull's basically like burnt off, everything's burnt off, and that's when he's packed back. And they're like, "Oh crap." Batman's like, crap, we didn't save him." But then there's all of a sudden this little voice, and it's like, Barry, "I'm right here, Barry." And he's like, "Who the heck is talking?" Barry's like, who is talking? I don't hear anything. And he's like, he says, "We got no other choice. Maybe, grab him the voice." He says, "I have no idea who we're talking to." And he's like, "We got no other choice." He says, "Barry, right here, just say my name. Just say my name." And he's like, "Just say Jay." There's Jay, and Jay Garrick appears for the first time ever since, like, the New 52. Not the freaking Earth 2 Jay Garrick. No, that they made. Like, the original Earth 2, like, the one with the Mercury hat, and one that's old, Jay Garrick pops up. And they grab him, he goes back into their universe, and he's like, "Hey, remember me. And he's like, I'm sorry, I just don't know. Come on, say my last name, you know it." And it looks like Flash is about to remember when all of a sudden he's teleported, when Jay Garrick is teleported in a blue lightning. Dr. Manhattan? Maybe. I don't know. But, so, they go back to their normal lives, and there's this cool 9-page panel towards the end, and what it is Batman, Bruce Wayne, not Batman, sorry, it's Bruce Wayne, he's looking at the Gotham skylight, and he sees the bat signal comes up. And I'm going to read word for word what they say. And he basically remembers what his father told him. Don't be Batman. Find happiness. You don't have to do this for me. Don't do it for your mother. Let the Batman die with me. And Alfred comes up and says, hey, are you going to do anything with that? And all we see is Batman look at the bat signal and just looks down. Maybe indicating, because Tom King right now, getting married, he's finally kind of settling down. He's probably trying to quit. Maybe, we don't know. But then we get to this cool part. One of my favorite parts. We see the button, the Watchman button, get picked up by a blue hand. Confirming Dr. Manhattan's here. And he says something that if anyone has read before the Watchmen, this, which means that was in continuity, he says this. Why does my perception of time distress you? Everything is preordained, even my responses. We are all puppets, Laurie. I'm just a puppet who can see the strings. And then they get this beautiful thing revealing Doomsday Clock is coming. Oh, this is a must pick up to anyone who wants to read, to get caught up in having the Doomsday Clock. This is a must. You have to pick it up. 11 out of 10. Do it. Pick it up. It's worth it. You can get this for $20. You can probably get it cheaper on Amazon. I'll put a link down in the description below to get this one, but this is a must read. A must read. One of my all-time favorites. Alright guys, that's all the time we got for today. I hope you enjoyed this comic review. If you did, hit that like button. It lets me know that you like this content. And hit that subscribe button down there. There's more content coming. I'm ComicManJake. I'll see you all next time. Peace out.